Hello everybody, happy Wednesday. We are halfway through the week. I know it's been a little bit of time since I last made a video. It's kind of hard because my concept is to do, cooking videos and topics, but I really do want to do cooking videos and I haven't really had enough money for certain ingredients and interesting videos for you guys. But what I decided to do for today was think about what I had in my cabinet and what can I make. The only thing I had to go out and buy for this meal was a pack of chicken breast, and I actually thought I already had frozen chicken, but I had run out. So this is a meal that you can kind of make with some ingredients at home. I'm going to show you the ingredients, and then we're going to get into the recipe. So one thing I always have on hand is chicken broth. We're going to use this to cook. I don't know if I've said the meal yet, but we're going to make chicken fried rice. So we need chicken broth. We're going to need jasmine rice. I always have jasmine rice on hand because it's so versatile, and oftentimes recipes that will want rice want jasmine rice. Just a tip, when you're using it, you want to wash it with water until the water runs clear, so that way your rice isn't too sticky. Another ingredient I always have on hand that's easy for this recipe are eggs. I'm going to use, I think, 2 for this recipe because it's only for me and my boyfriend. And then you saw the chicken, the last 3 things. Or 3.5. 1 vegetable oil just to cook with, so this is the half item. Minced garlic, which I always have in my fridge. You can get this at like most produce sections of whatever grocery store you shop at. And then the final 2, I always have soy sauce. And then recently I realized how important it is to have sesame oil. So those are all you need. Like I said, most of these ingredients are something you already have at home. And if they aren't, then maybe you want to think about keeping these staples at home. But let's get into this chicken fried rice recipe. It's really fast, and let's get to it. Okay, so it's time to get started. Don't know if you can hear that sizzling noise, but what I just did off screen was I heated up some vegetable oil, and I put in a tablespoon of minced garlic, and I just sweated it for about a minute. We're going to be cooking it in an Instant Pot, so just for video purposes, it was easier for me to do that off screen. But if you have one of these, you can set your pot to the saute mode and saute it in the bottom. I just did it in a separate pan. So now we have our garlic and our oil nice and sauteed. So what we're going to do is just pour that into the bottom of the Instant Pot. I'm going to just show you how fast and easy this really is. Okay? Then we're going to put in our 1 pound of huge chicken breast. I did about, I don't know, ½ an inch cube. Woo! And the reason I'm doing the Instant Pot is just because it's really easier for me right now. I don't feel like having a lot of dishes, and I got this as a hand-me-down, and it's amazing. I'm going to now put in chicken broth right on top. If you were to have sauteed your garlic in here, you could use a little chicken broth at first and then kind of like scrape it up and get it off the bottom. But otherwise, that's how I did it for this one. So I'm just going to kind of spread the chicken out evenly on the bottom of the pan. Okay. And then we're going to put in the rice. I'm going to be attaching the recipe on what measurements you actually do. And so now that we have the rice in the Instant Pot, this is like the important part. You don't want to mix it. So I just want to push the rice barely under the water just so that it's covered and it's moist. So let me just do this really fast and then I'll show you guys. And then we will get it cooking. Now we are going to add the other ingredients, the soy sauce and the sesame oil at the end. This also would be a point if you wanted to put in some fresh vegetables, you could put it in. Because I don't have any on hand, I'm not going to make it that way today, just because I didn't want to spend a lot of money, and I already didn't want to be buying the chicken. Okay, so let me show you guys what this looks like. So it doesn't look very appetizing, but we just barely covered the rice, we put it on top of the chicken, and we have not stirred anything. So now, let's get this cooking and see what happens. We're going to cook it on manual pressure for 3 minutes. And then let it release naturally for 10, and then mix in the rest. Okay, so as it is cooking, oh my gosh, it smells amazing. The whole house smelled like garlic. While it was cooking, what I did was scrambled up my 2 eggs, So what I'm going to first do is add in my soy sauce and small amount of sesame oil. In my recipe, I said 3 to 4 tablespoons of soy sauce and a teaspoon of sesame oil. Sometimes I use even less than a teaspoon of sesame oil, only because of how strong it is. And I tend to use toward the 4 tablespoons of soy sauce. So I'm going to mix in my sauces, and I know this isn't like a normal traditional way to make this. This is just kind of like my way I found works really well for me, and it's fast. You could take this recipe and like the quantity and ingredients, and you could make it your own by, you know, pan frying it, like doing a stir fry or whatnot. And this one's also pretty simple because, like I said, I didn't put in any fresh vegetables. But really what I'm here to kind of say is you gotta work with what you got. I've been eating a lot of ramen and noodles with like a canned tomato sauce or jar. And so I'm excited tonight to still be eating very affordably, but in a way that's going to, you know, taste a little better. Another thing, once this is done, sorry about that loud noise, that's obnoxious. But once this is done and you put it in a bowl, you can slice up some green onions and serve it with that. But again, I don't have green onions and I was trying to use what I had. So I'm going to take a picture of this really fast and then attach it in the video and show you guys. But that's how you make a really quick chicken fried rice. I hope everybody has a great rest of your week and stay positive.